Hello and welcome to A Couple of Switch, where today I'm actually coming with you with a requested deck profile. After the recent combo videos, both Mr. Defy and Kyo asked me if I happen to have any Jesmon GX deck list with the BT13 support that's coming out for the deck. And in today's video I actually have two deck profiles to show you, one showing off the Jesmon core and one using the Sistermon core. As you see in front of me, it's currently the Jesmon version since there are only two shads on the screen. So let's get into it. So before we start, as you can see in front of us, I do not play any tamers. If you go back, link in the description, to my BT10/EX03 Sistermon deck, I didn't play any tamers either, and there's a very good reason for that. You want to spend every single memory and every single resource that you have finding all of your pieces until you have the big turn when you get out 5 million creatures at the same time doing a million effects, and you will gain memory along the way. And this new version of the deck offers even more memory gain, so you don't need a tamer in my opinion. We're still gonna stick to that. Moving to the eggs, we're playing a playset of Digimon. If this Digimon has 6000 DP or more, draw 1 when attacking. Card draw is good, obviously, and a lot of Digimon in this deck have 6000 DP or more, or are easily boosted to that point, so it's just a given playing this. I don't really know what other egg that you would run in this build actually, so we're still keeping to this even in this version. Moving on to the rookies, we obviously play a playset of the new BT13 Huckmon, which has the effect: when you play a Digimon with Sistermon in its name, by any means, you may Digivolve this Digimon into Bao Huckmon from your hand without paying its devolution cost. And as you saw in my previous combo video, how absolutely disgusting this effect is, and both the new Bao Huckmon and Savior Huckmon has similar effects, but instead they just reduce the cost into the next level. And Huckmon also has an incredible inheritable. When you play Digimon with Sistermon in its name, you gain 1 memory, which is make it so when you have this big turn, you have the possibility to gain back memory. So while you're reducing the cost going into your next level Digimon, you're also gaining a memory because those cards are playing out these Digimons with effects for free. It's just nuts. I think these cards are gonna be the reason that the Jesmon is going to be meta relevant again, or at least having an easier time getting into the top tables. Moving on, we play a playset of the original Huckmon. The reveal top 5 cards, add up to 2 Digimon cards with Huckmon, Jesmon or Sistermon in their name, which most of the time will always result in you gaining 2 cards to your hand, and this is one of the key cards we need to find every piece, or at least finding more pieces that find pieces. Like, it's a really good card. And if you watched my original Sistermon video, I go over how much I love this card and how it can have some surprising effects sometimes, since it has the your turn once per turn. When you play a Digimon with Sistermon in its name, you gain 1 memory. Sometimes that extra memory gain is really big. If you're not a big fan of this card, I would suggest playing the Sistermon instead, since sometimes it's good to have take in that card against like decks like Blue Flare and obviously Jesmon anti-support. The version in front of me is just supposed to be the most consistent version possible, but this card can, if you're not into this memory gain on just the Huckmon and the inheritable, you should go with Sistermon instead. Moving on to our level 4s, I play a playset of the new Bao Huckmon BT13. When you play a Digimon with Sistermon in its name, you may Digivolve this Digimon into Savior Huckmon from your hand for its devolution cost. When this Digimon would Digivolve with this effect, reduce the devolution cost by 2, making our Savior cost just 1. And combined with the Huckmon, If you have Bauhackmon as an inheritable, you will gain 2 memory when playing a Sistermon. Both of these effects are very good to do early game, because you can just use it to digivolve for reduced or free, drawing extra cards, putting pressure on the board. And if you were to have multiple stacks on the field and you've already gone into a Jesmon, when you swing with him, you will be able to further digivolve the other stack while you're resolving his effects, drawing more cards, getting more Digimons out, and probably in the end of it having 2 level 6s on the field. And I'm sticking to using the BT6 Bauhackmon, a playset of him, instead of using the starter deck one, because I don't really think the plus DP is very relevant in this deck, since both Jesmon GX and all of the other level 6s will get huge. So we don't need that extra. It's preferable to have the one attacking. If you have a Digimon system on its name play, delete one of your opponent's Digimon 5000 DP or less, which will remove annoying floodgates or certain level 4s, so it's a good card to clear the field. And probably an annoying Pillowmon or Pomu that's out there. And if we're playing a Jesmon version of this deck, I'm obviously playing a playset of the new Savior Hackmon, which has essentially the same effect as the Bow. Instead, it reduces the cost into a Jesmon by 2, which is just incredible tempo for the game, considering we can combine going into the Jesmon with Blitz for just 2 cost, playing out another Sistermon, and then he does 2 checks for 15,000, while using his inheritable to play out another Sistermon. Just nuts. Prior problem with this deck that it's currently facing is that before you only had 5 Savior Hackmon cards available to you, considering the old one is restricted to 1, but now we have the capability of playing up to 9 Savior Hackmon, making the deck even more consistent. And talking about the restricted one, here he is. I still think you should play 1 copy of this. Is absolutely nutty card. If this was unrestricted with the new BT13 support, that we would have a problem on our hands. If you were to go into the BT13 Hackmon and the new BT13 Bauhackmon in racing, you promote, you play a Sistermon, going into the Savior Hackmon for a reduced cost of 1, and then you play out another Sistermon, gaining 2 memory from the inheritables of the prior cards. That's just insane. That's not okay, in my opinion. It's probably too powerful. And then I actually decided only to play 2 Savior Hackmons for the starter deck. He has a great way in Digivolving that you can attack your opponent's unsuspended Digimon, but we also have the Jesmon X antibody to do that, so that effect isn't really necessary. It's just another piece to make this deck more consistent. And we're playing 1 copy of Chimeramon. And for those who don't know, he's a Jogres Digimon that can evolve using any combination of colors, so he can be a surprise finish to the game by evolving on Sistermons. He can also be an early game piece where you combine a Sistermon and a Bauhackmon, making you be able to go into your level 6 without needing to pay the cost for your level 5, which can also be good, doing minus DP on your opponent's field, removing any annoying tiny pomos that would be in the way. Before I played 2 copies, but there isn't really any space for that anymore, so I'm just keeping it at 1 for now. Moving into our level 6s, we're currently playing 7 of them. We're playing 2 Shads, 2 Jesmon X Antibody, and 3 copies of the Jesmon from the starter deck, which I'm going to start talking about. So this is probably where you want to start. You want to evolve your Savior Hackmon into this Jesmon to Blitz, play out a Sistermon, and he does 2 checks with 15k. And then, so the most preferable play is you playing out like the Sistermon CL, who then will make him go into either the Jesmon X Antibody or Jesmon GX, who will be able to put under Jesmon X Antibody or Shad to trigger their effects. Shad has the effect of everything gains 2000 DP and gains pretty much protection from every effect in the game except just pure deletion effects, and while the Jesmon X Antibody gives everyone plus 2000 DP and gives your Digimon the ability to attack your unsuspended Digimon, which, trust me, you need to do once you go into your big stack, being the Jesmon GX, you really want to remove the biggest thing on your opponent's field. The best time to do this is obviously when your opponent has spent the whole game using the resources to go into their big thing, and then you just destroy it with the Jesmon GX. Then we play 4 option cards from Master to Disciple, probably one of the better searching cards the entire game. You reveal top 3, you can add 1 Huckmon, Sistermon or a card with Royal Knight, so this will hit every single card in our deck, except the Chimeramon, because the from Master to Disciple can pick up itself since it says card with Royal Knight in its traits, and it got Royal Knight in its traits. And it also have a delay effect. The next time one of your Digimon will Digivolve this turn, reduce the memory cost of the Digivolution by 1. If you find this early, you want to play it as quickly as possible, searching through your deck, looking for the pieces, getting the Sistermons you need, getting the cards for your big stack, and then when the turn hits, you want to crack all of these and go into your huge boy that will destroy your opponent. And what's also super nice is that most cards with a delay effect won't proc their main effect before putting themselves on the field. But from Master to Disciple actually does from security, which is really nice. Really nice. And then moving into the Sistermons, we actually are playing 2 of every single one except the ones from BT7. So we're playing both the Sistermon blanks, the one from BT6 and one from the starter deck. And the first blank gives every Sistermon blocker, and if you are able to produce like 6 Sistermons in a turn and every one of them has blocker and increased DP of like 8,000 DP, you are probably in a pretty good spot. She's also Gabumon, BT1 on play draw on card, so she's not a bad first play if you happen to brick, and neither is the Sistermon Blanc, who has the effect by trashing 1 card in your hand, you draw 2, so not only are you putting your pieces in the trash that you're sooner or later gonna play out again with your effects, you're also drawing 2 cards, which is just big. She also gives you a Royal Knight's decoy, but from testing, it doesn't really work, because if they're going to remove your Jesmon GX, they're probably going to find a way to remove her. But having her as like a stop sign that if they don't have the possibility to remove her, she's not gonna remove your big stack, which is, you know, it's good. And I played the Sistermon CL from BT6. Everything, all turns, all of your Digimon with Royal Knight or Huckmon in the inning gets 2000 DP, making them huge fat blockers with a lot of DP to destroy your opponent's security or any Digimon on the field, like Black War Greymon X for example. And she also has the ability of on play gain 1 memory. And we're also playing probably my favorite Sistermon, 2 copies of the Sistermon CL from BT10. Her on play effect is just absolutely nuts. So her on play, if it's your turn, one of your Digimon may Digivolve into a Digimon card with Royal Knights in its trace in your hand for its Digivolution cost. So what this does is that when you like blitz starter deck Jesmon, you'll be able to play her out, go into your next piece, or you go into any other of your level 6s when they play out the Sistermon, she can go into the Jesmon GX with then blitz. This is your big piece that makes you be able to just explode into your huge stack, just absolutely destroying your opponent. And she will also gain you a memory back. And of course we also play Sistermon CL from the starter deck, which both searches and gives your Royal Knights reboot, which is just great because that will make the Shadmon and the Jesmon GX reboot, so they not only do a lot of checks, they will also be able to block on your opponent's turn and make it so it's harder for your opponent to attack into them. And now moving on to the Shadmon version of this deck. You might be noticing the fact that I don't actually want to play a playset of the Shadmon anymore, and I think there's a pretty good reason for it, is that his effect is really good, but you don't really need to stack it. Therefore, I actually want to add into the deck Jesmon X Antibody to give him the ability to attack unsuspended Digimon as well when you go into the Jesmon GX. And this also goes for both the decks. I'd actually prefer playing 3 copies of the Jesmon GX. You do draw a lot of cards in these decks, and it's fine going into just your level 6, since it's gonna go so fast. So much faster in BT13, and I still think the Gankomon from the starter deck is a very good card, since it has the effect that it can not only play a Sistermon from your trash, but also on Huckmon. So if you were to go into this without passing turn, playing out this Huckmon, and when you go into the Shad or the Jesmon GX here, and you play out further with the Sistermons, you will be able to create a new stack from just this rookie while you're doing it. So let's say the Gankomon plays out this Huckmon with his effect without passing turn, and then we evolve the Gankomon into Shad for 1, doing its effect, playing out the Sistermon, being this one. So this one will now be able to digivolve into Bao Huckmon for free. So we'll go into this one. Drawing a card, we'll resolve Sistermon CL's effect, evolving the Shad into the Jesmon GX. Doing the Jesmon GX effect, we'll put under any of these Royal Knights under him, playing out another Sistermon. That will proc Bao Huckmon's effect, evolving him into a Saber for a reduced cost of 2. So we'll go into this one, we'll draw a card, then Jesmon GX will blitz, and if we happen to have either this one or this one under, we play out another Sistermon, which will make this guy be able to evolve into Jesmon X Antibody, or if you happen to have any other Jesmons in the deck. But there's also a little bit of spice I want to add to this deck, which I really want to try out, but I'm not currently going to add it to what I'd recommend people play. But I would also want to try out playing 3 copies of Analog Boy in this deck, removing one Sistermon CL from BT6, 1 level 4, and the Chimeramon, since a problem with this deck is that if you don't find the pieces that find the pieces or draw you cards, and you brick in the beginning of the game, you are going to have a hard time. And if you were to like find your level 3, 4, and 5, but not your level 6, you're going to feel kind of stuck. And what Analog does is not only will they be able to search your deck for any Digimon that you can take to your hand, it also makes you able to, like, you can promote your level 5 Savior, you can attack, drawing a card with the Gurymon, and then if he would happen to die, you could tap him, hatching an egg, and you can build yet another stack 1 turn early, drawing more cards, because I think that's what's actually important with this deck. You need your stack, but if you don't find the stack, it's going to be hard for you to continue drawing cards after you played every single Sistermon you have on the hand, or you're not going to be able to evolve further in the breeding zone. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Give it a like, a subscribe. I'm super happy, like just absolutely flabbergasted by all of the recent support, and obviously I need to give a big shout out to DPP. I'm a big fan of his channel. I've watched like all of his Digimon content for a long time, and when I got home this Friday and saw that he commented on the video, not only commented on the video but shared my video on Twitter, I was so ecstatic. You wouldn't believe me. It's huge for me. It made all of the effort I put into this channel the past, well, it's 2 years now, kind of, but I put some extra effort into it ever since December. But it's been so worth all of the hours I put into the content, and I hope everyone looks forward to more content in the future, because this has really motivated me to just keep grinding it out. So in BT11 I will just go nuts. There will be so many videos, deck profile, combos, vlogs when I do pre-release, maybe a vlog going from when I go into Germany. So just look forward to all of that. Thank you so much for watching the video. I hope you have a great night. Bye bye.